There's a version of you that people don't see, the one who cries in silence, who feels the ache behind the smile, who stays quiet while screaming inside. That pain you carry, it's not weakness, it's not a flaw. It's fuel. See, the world will celebrate your strength, but it will never understand the depth of your suffering. What they won't see is how many nights you stayed awake just holding yourself together. They won't see the battles you fight when no one's watching. But I'm here to tell you that pain you're hiding, it's not breaking you, it's building you. And one day, when you finally step into your strength, you'll realize that the pain was never the enemy. It was the training ground. You learned to smile even when you were breaking. Not because you were fake, but because you didn't want to burden anyone with your darkness. And in doing that, you discovered a quiet kind of power. The ability to stand tall while carrying something heavy. You learned to listen even when your own heart was loud with questions. You showed up even when you had every reason to stay in bed. And in all those silent sacrifices, you were becoming someone unshakable. The pain didn't stop your life, it sharpened your focus. When you held back your tears, it wasn't because you didn't feel. It was because you were learning how to hold space for your healing. You didn't need an audience to validate your battle. You weren't waiting for applause, you just kept moving. That persistence, that endurance, it's not ordinary, it's resilience disguised as routine. The world calls it strength when they see results, but real strength is built in the shadows, far from validation, far from recognition. There's a storm you've weathered that nobody knows about. Maybe it was heartbreak, maybe it was loss. Maybe it was simply feeling invisible in a world that moves too fast to care, but you held on, you kept breathing. And in those breaths, you became more than just a survivor. You became a warrior, not the kind with swords and shields, but the kind with wounds that turned into wisdom. You learned to love even when love let you down. You chose kindness when bitterness seemed easier. You picked yourself up when no one offered a hand, and in those lonely moments you met your true self, the version of you that doesn't need the world's permission to be whole. That version lives in the pain, thrives in the discomfort, and grows in the struggle. They say time heals all wounds, but the truth is, time just gives us space to find meaning in the pain. The wound may remain, but so does the wisdom. And every scar on your heart tells a story, not of defeat, but of rising, of finding strength where there seemed to be none, of choosing hope when hopelessness felt like home. That's who you are now, not just someone who made it through, but someone who was made through it. You don't need to explain your silence. You don't owe the world a reason for your resilience. The pain you carry is personal, sacred even. It has shaped you in ways that comfort never could. You learned how to breathe underwater emotionally, how to swim through grief, through doubt, through abandonment, and you didn't drown. You learned to adapt, to adjust, to evolve. There were moments you felt unseen. Moments when it seemed like no one noticed your effort, but even in that invisibility, you showed up. You kept doing the work. You kept putting one foot in front of the other, and that, right there, is strength that can't be taught in a book or learned in a seminar. That's lived experience. That's earned wisdom. You've become the kind of person who knows how to comfort others even when you're not okay yourself. That's not fake, it's extraordinary, because it means you understand pain deeply enough to meet others in theirs. It means your suffering wasn't wasted, it was transformed, and through it you became a bridge for others to walk over their own pain. There's nothing weak about hiding your hurt. Sometimes silence is survival. Sometimes not sharing is the only way you know how to keep moving, and even in that silence your soul was speaking. It was saying, "I'm not giving up." It was whispering, "I still believe something good can come from this." That whisper, that's your strength speaking, and let's be honest, there are parts of you that still hurt, that still feel fragile, and that's okay. Strength doesn't mean you're numb. It means you choose not to let the pain define you. It means you wake up and try again, even when the last attempt nearly broke you. That's not weakness, that's sacred endurance. People often say, "You're so strong," without realizing what that strength cost you. They see the result, not the process. They don't see the sleepless nights, the silent prayers, the breakdowns behind bathroom doors. They don't know that sometimes your strength was just not quitting. And even that, just not quitting, is enough. You don't need to be fearless to be strong. You just need to keep going, even afraid, even uncertain, even exhausted, because strength isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move through it anyway. You've walked through fire and came out wiser. You've faced rejection, abandonment, failure, and still chose love. Sometimes strength looks like boundaries, saying no, letting go, choosing yourself after years of self-sacrifice. Sometimes strength looks like rest, like crying, like admitting you need help. And if no one ever told you this before, there's bravery in softness. There's power in vulnerability. You're not alone in your pain. Even though it feels isolating, there's a community of silent warriors just like you, hiding their hurt, walking with invisible wounds, showing up every day, and your story, it matters, it's needed, because someone out there is watching you and saying, if they can keep going, maybe I can too. You never asked for the pain, but you chose what to do with it. You chose growth. You chose faith. You chose to turn suffering into strength. And that choice is what's building you into the person you were always meant to be. Think back to your hardest moment, the one that nearly broke you. Now look at you. You're still here. Maybe you're still hurting, but you're healing too. You've become someone who understands life in a deeper way. And that wisdom, that depth, only came because you were willing to feel. You learned that broken doesn't mean worthless. It means human, it means alive, and sometimes it means ready for something new, something better. Pain isn't a punishment, it's a passage. Through it, you meet the next version of yourself, stronger, softer, wiser, more present. Your pain has given you empathy. It's taught you how to see people, how to hear between their words, how to feel what they're not saying. That is a gift, a rare one, and it's only born through deep personal struggle. You now carry the power to make others feel seen, because you know what it's like to feel invisible. You've been trained by hardship, you've been educated by loss, and every setback, every heartbreak has been a lesson in disguise. It didn't happen to you, it happened for you, even if you can't see it yet. Even if it still hurts, trust this, nothing is wasted, not your tears, not your questions, not your confusion. You may feel behind, you may feel like you should be further by now, but remember, healing has no deadline. Growth has no stopwatch. You're not late. You're exactly where you're meant to be, and the strength you're building right now will serve you for the rest of your life. Don't regret the pain. As much as it hurts, it's showing you something. Maybe it's revealing your limits. Maybe it's showing you what needs to change. Maybe it's guiding you toward people or places where healing happens. But one thing's for sure, it's not pointless. The people who have hurt you. They taught you boundaries, the experiences that broke you, they taught you depth. The moments you almost gave up, they taught you grit. You're not who you were before the pain, and that's a good thing. You're wiser, stronger, more intentional. Stop waiting to feel whole before you live fully. You can walk wounded. You can dream while healing. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. Life is happening now. And you, in all your imperfect pain, are worthy of joy, love, and peace. Right now, as you are, you've already survived 100% of your worst days. That's proof enough. The pain you carry, it's building something. Character, integrity, compassion, and one day you'll look back and thank this season. Not because it was easy, but because it made you unbreakable. You are being shaped, not shattered, molded, not ruined. Trust the process, trust the pain, trust that one day all this will make sense. You won't always feel this heavy, you won't always carry this hurt. There will come a time when you'll breathe lighter. Laugh louder, love deeper, and it won't be because life got easier, but because you got stronger, because you chose not to let pain win. And when that day comes, you'll look in the mirror and finally see what others try to tell you, that you're powerful even in pieces, that you're radiant even in recovery, that your story has worth even in the wounded chapters. There is strength in you that you haven't even met yet, and it's being built right now in the middle of your waiting. In the tension, in the questions, the pain you hide is preparing you for a life beyond what you can imagine. So keep going, keep believing, keep becoming. You're not finished, you're being formed, and everything you feel right now, it matters. It's shaping a version of you that the world needs. The pain you hide is not your enemy, it's your maker. It's building the strength you'll need for the very future you dream about. Don't run from it. Walk with it, let it teach you, let it stretch you, and one day let it release you. You've made it this far, that alone is a victory. You are proof that silent strength is the most powerful kind. And if this message spoke to your soul, I want you to do one thing. Share it with someone who might be hiding their pain too. Let them know they're not alone. Let them know their pain is not the end, it's the beginning. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you believe your healing journey deserves support and encouragement. And always remember, the pain you hide today is building the strength you'll need tomorrow. This is not the end of your story, it's the foundation.